So I think when we talk about transformation, when we talk about innovation, the challenge is not that we lack great theories or methods or tools. I think the real challenge is in the way, how do we apply these methods? How do we actually want to bring forward change? And this is where we start, at the core point of what Theory U is about. That the success of an intervention depends on the inner condition of the intervener. Many of you know this. It's ourselves that is the real tool for innovation and change. The way how we apply these methods, our inner condition, our mindsets, the quality of our awareness. So this is, Theory U in a nutshell is how can we understand better how we can connect with ourselves, with each other, and the world in a way that we really have a deep connection here. And how, can we shift in the quality of our awareness that move us more from downloading old patterns from the past to a more generative space where we can bring the new into this world. How do we do this? This is Theory U in a nutshell, so to say. But what does that mean on a practical level? How do we do that? So what I've discovered there and learning from practitioners around the field there as well is that it's actually 3 C's that are core here. 3 C's that are linked to the way how we connect to ourselves and the world, and how are deeply linked to how we actually stay open and connected. Because, whenever we are faced with challenges, we basically have 2 options. We can respond to such challenges in a way that we actually stay open and connected to a field of possibilities of how we can deal with these challenges, in the way that we really stay present, staying with it. And I call this a generative state of ours, where we are actually having access to our full creativity, or can be in a real good flow. So that's one option we can respond to challenges, staying open, aware. And the other option is, actually we can rather retreat. We can close down. We might even feel overwhelmed by this kind of the magnitude of the challenges. So staying open and connected, or closing down, retreat, and being more repetitive or more reactive in the way how you deal with challenges. I think this is crucial for any kind of work we're doing, being it in our personal lives, being it in the way how we work as, say, change facilitator, leader, teacher, whatever your work would be, to develop the sensorium, in your inner sensorium, what is opening something within myself and others, what's rather closing, this kind of movement, opening, staying connected, or rather closing, retreating, and more working on the reactive patterns of the past. And that's, more easily said than done, to how do we stay open? And especially, you might know this from your own life, these, reactive patterns, these routines we act upon are very powerful when we are challenged. When we're in a crisis mode, we're often up to this kind of a mode of working. I think we know this from our own lives. The challenge is, and the question then is, how do we open up, staying connected? And how do we stay open even when the times get rough? Even when hit with a challenge? So when I listen to people who are having developing this kind of inner awareness, what's my inner state, my quality of attention, am I opening for new ideas? Can I access my creativity? So what I notice then, sometimes people say they're actually frustrated that this beautiful experience they want on a mindfulness exercise or training, and they really could connect with themselves in silence and having this beautiful deep connection. And once they go back, let's say, to their working place or old context, then they get frustrated, back to old. Anybody been there? Anybody heard of others being there? Well, I think that's how it is. So the question is not only how do we once get this one Zen moment, this one Eureka moment. The challenge is really, even in the context where it's challenging, to stay there, to being able to activate again and again your so-called generative state, what I call a generative state, that you can actually be open and connected, have access to your full inner creativity. So I think that's what's really interesting. Because we're shifting between, more closing and reactive and open the whole day. We're working on routines and thinking routines every day. But how do we move and reactivate again our generative state? I think that's a powerful question. That's at least a question that really drives my work and where I want to be of help to, leaders and facilitators around the world. How do we do this? Starting with ourselves and then also allowing this for a collective and community to do this together. So there are these, what are then these inner muscles you can train? If our self is the real tool for innovation and change, what is our inner instruments, our inner muscles that we can train here? And one is that you can call, it's related to the way of our being open, and it's connected to the first C, the curiosity muscle, we might call it. Being really curious. Curious in a way to have an open mind. And this is really what strikes me when I work with real innovators in the field. And I'm sure many of you in this room here as well. You're curious, you want to learn, you want to try things out. And it's this, way of being even for some. If you look at the startup scene here in Berlin and at other places, it seems to me that they're living this constant beta version mode, constantly trying out and experimenting, developing new ideas. They just don't stop at the first right answer. They want to know what's the next right answer. I don't know if some of you might know Stuart Jones. He's a world-known photographer. And in sharing his insights of how to bring creativity in your everyday life, how to live it every day, he says, well, this is what I did. I was constantly challenging myself. I took a beautiful picture. Then I didn't sit back and just celebrate this great big picture. He was just saying, okay, so how can I try a different angle here, a different perspective, and constantly challenging himself here. I thought that's a beautiful metaphor of how we can apply this to our own lives. To not, get stuck, so to say, with one truth, one idea, but that we challenge ourselves in a nice way to look further. What's the next right answer here? So I'm curious what's your experience here? So what helps you to stay open and curious? Maybe some could share something. What comes up, what pops up in your mind right now? What helps you to, continuing asking questions, to move from this field, I know it all, to actually seeing the world with fresh eyes? What pops up here? Anything that comes to your mind? Maybe, is that okay?
I think a sparring partner, a team that provides kind of a safe environment, or
Yeah.
I feel like, we speak the same language, something like that.
Yeah. Now, so like a sparring partner, a team, also to be aware what's the environment that helps us to think in a creative way. Huh? I think I like this also, with some of the, design thinking work. When you come into a place, like the place itself speaks the language of, well, think anew, think broader, and yeah, that's beautiful. So it's good to know what are the contexts that help us to be open and curious. Huh? Nice, yeah, another.
To go into a dialogue. What I'm photographing or looking at or curious about, and then it's like a dialogue.
Beautiful. It's being like a dialogue with someone, with the world. Beautiful, yeah.
My experience is when I expose myself to a complete new situation, where you basically look with a fresh eyes on something. That's creates insights, and also questions arise a lot.
Yeah, beautiful, yeah. It's also, to constantly ask questions. Also, what we know, it's also how we focus sometimes. Huh? Some people say there's an interesting book on focus by Daniel Goldman, who worked a lot around emotional intelligence, and others. It's actually this, focused spaciousness. You focus on something, but there's still awareness to the whole space as well. So when you asking questions, you don't only see one truth. So what else might be there? Nice, yeah. There was one more? Yeah, we can take one more, sure.
Also, what helps me to stay curious is that I give myself the security that every obstacle that I face, I can learn from it. Yeah. And from every obstacle, there's something really precious and something really beautiful in it. So this gives a lot of security to do whatever inner barrier I'm facing.
Oh, that's beautiful. So it's like, you know, what's to give this inner security, you said, well, I allow myself to look at an obstacle in different ways. Also, you know, what kind of learning opportunity might be in there? What could help me to reframe a problem into opportunity? Huh? That's beautiful. And especially when we work with, you know, stuckness being somehow, you know, blocked or so, to really listen into this stuckness or into this challenge. So is there a deeper intention behind this? What's the learning opportunity here for me to learn? That's beautiful. Yeah, thank you. So that's, you know, just, I'm sure there are so many ways, you know, to develop your own practices here. You know, continuing asking questions, allowing, you know, it's this inner attitude to be nurtured and developing, to allow yourself, well, here comes something, all right, so what's the learning opportunity here? So what's not, apart from the problem, what's in here, the good intention or so? So, you know, just play around with it. So there are several ways to nurture and train your curiosity muscle. Then there might be other muscles. The second C that I want to stress here is the compassion muscle. So it's nice, you know, the first C is related to the open cognitive mind, you want to say. However, we don't only need these lonesome geniuses sitting in their office. We need effective collaborations across diversity, across sectors, to really bring the collective intelligence to the field. And this asks of something that is more related on how do we relate to one another and to ourselves on an emotional level. And I mentioned here earlier also there is an interesting distinction between empathy and compassion. So why I chose the compassion, this second C here. So Tanja Senja, she's a neuroscientist. She's working right here in Berlin. She is doing this, you know, state-of-the-art breakthrough research on what allows people to actually develop compassion, and actually that allows people to also bring really changes into this world. And, you know, what are wise ways to develop your meditation practices and awareness practices, because which is crucial to how do we strengthen our awareness, you know, and bringing ourselves into this world and doing change. So she says there are different brains activated when you are more empathetic, in her definition, or more compassionate. So empathy, she describes more in a way that we mirror the feelings of another person. We actually put ourselves into the shoes of another person, and we are this person in this moment. We are this feeling in this very moment. We can activate literally the same parts that this person is activating in a moment. When we feel, for example, anger, we are this anger then. When there is sadness, we are this sadness. However, people who have trained, you know, like meditation experts with like tens of thousands of hours of meditation, you know, there's something different going on. And this is not to say that we need to train for 10,000 hours, by the way, but more to this on a later moment. So she found out that actually what they do is they can connect with that emotion without being that emotion. People stay connected to their own center, and they're more able to holding that feeling and this kind of a quality. So compassion is the capacity to hold difficult feelings that come along the way. You can relate to them, you can see them, you can feel them, but you don't identify yourself with that feeling. You don't get overwhelmed by this kind of a feeling. And different brains parts get activated here, and even, you know, the interesting part is that even parts of your body get activated, like in your hands, which are related to, you know, being able to act. You don't get paralyzed by a feeling. You're activated to act and do something about it. So I thought that's very interesting, because my experience is when we do work really with profound changes, with changes that go deeper, that are touching points of our own identity, of our own ideas, who we thought so far we are, And if we really have to let go of something, that really evolves difficult feelings, challenging feelings even. And this capacity to be able to holding that, to looking at it, even our own feelings, when we really, are stressed out, are we able to, give awareness to our own feeling here without being completely overwhelmed? That's something really to be trained. You can nourish that capacity. And we'll do something of that later in a moment, how we can actually do this. So that's the second C. And as well here, I'm curious as well. So what helps you to stay connected with yourself, to stay connected with another person, even though, things can be irritating or not the way you like it to be. So what pops up here for you? What helps you? To be compassionate, to have an open heart. Breathing. Yeah.
Breathing.
Yeah, just say one more. It says, everybody's nodding here, but just say one more sentence when you say breathing. What does it allow you, or what is it opening in you?
The breathing allows me not to act too spontaneously, like as a reaction.
Yeah.
It gives me some time and to connect with myself, with the inside.
Beautiful. Yeah. So breathing, as you shared it allows you to connect with yourself first, to not immediately jump into each invitation we get from the world or even ourselves. Beautiful. Breathing. Yeah. Very powerful, huh? We do it anyhow, but to bring attention to it, huh? Other? Yeah, there's...
Embracing the person at this moment, and without having your own agenda in the topic.
Embracing a person without having your own agenda. So what allows you to do this? So what allows you to embrace someone? Can you say?
To see this person on the level of the overall human, as a human being, with his or her personal mission, challenges, whatever it's in there.
Yeah, it's a human person. Huh? We're all humans. Oh yeah, beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. There's another. Yeah, maybe here, a new hand.
Myself is always happiness, to be happy and smiling, open my heart.
Yeah. So what may I ask? So happiness, to smile and open your heart. So what helps you there? Even, when it's difficult, what helps you to smile? What helps you to stay happy?
Well, I breathing and I open my heart because I like to talk to. Breathing in.
Yeah. Breathing in to open your heart. It feels like you're even connecting then to different parts of you in that, with opening your heart. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you very much. Yeah. There's one more. Yeah.
For me, it also means creating a space for the other person to transform that feeling, because it's like in martial arts, like Aikido, when you have an energy coming, whatever energy it is, you take it and you help it to transform it and into something else. And that's what it's about. It's not about yourself at the moment. It's about what's happening with the other person.
So it's like Aikido, you said, to really give the space to allow the difficult feeling, whatever it is, to transform. And
to flow on. You don't resist it, or you don't stop it by an advice or by something else, but you let it flow, but you let it, by let it flowing, it transforms.
Yeah. That's beautiful. So you let it flow. So what helps you actually to can you say, what helps you to stay in this flow? What helps you to do that?
Well, I think it's a consciousness that what has been said before, to really remain where it is and even picture myself as being a room and holding it.
Yeah,
that's
beautiful. Yeah, it's like even imagining it, picturing it, like yourself holding something difficult. That's beautiful. Yeah. actually, it can be, and we will touch upon that, what are some practices that might help us? And imagining something is something very powerful that can support you in this, to hold something. And, also when I think of what's the quality of holding a difficult feeling, that is something that comes up with me being a mother of two little twins. How can I hold a difficult feeling? How can I really be present with that without, starting to cry myself or so I'm losing it? So to say, how to really stay connected here, seeing it, having the courage to see it, and at the same time creating this inner space. That's what I'm sensing here with you, is that creating this inner space that there's room for healing, staying with it for healing and for real transformation, deeper transformation. Beautiful, yeah. So there's something also about a movement part here. Very nice.
Okay, what helps me a lot is to create an inner position of being a watcher or a sensor. Or sometimes it's helpful to see myself as a sensor and see others as a sensor, getting aware of everything. Yeah, so everybody is a sensor and delivers information about life, and stepping into this position gives me some distance to my own maybe emotions coming up. So I watch them, I watch the emotions of someone other. So it's finding an inner position and act from there.
To find an inner position where it sounds like in a safe space, you can watch something, even a difficult feeling, without being overwhelmed by it. And even with others too. So what's their watcher's position? That's what I heard you say as well. Beautiful. Yeah. So there are different parts of me. I am not only that feeling. There are so many other parts of me, and there's maybe even like a comfortable meta position or leadership position I can choose and build up and strengthen for myself. Beautiful. Yeah. So there's a curiosity muscle, and there's the compassion muscle, to really stay connected, while at the same time centered, having this inner position for yourself. So there's a third C as well. So Otto Scharmer is stressing that, yes, the inner instruments, there is about the open mind, let's put it like the open cognitive mind of curiosity. Yes, there's the open-heartedness, to really, connect on a compassionate level with yourself and the world. And, when watching true innovators in that field, there's at least one more inner instrument, one more C, which we can call the open will or courage. When we talk about theory U, it's about this kind of sense, being present in the here and now, sensing what wants to emerge, what new wants to emerge every moment, and having the courage to act upon it. And I think whoever of us ever tried something new in your lives, this kind of fear that might come up. Gee, I don't know really what my next step will be. And even if I really do this, what will I succeed? Will I fail? What might others say and think about me? I think I see a lot of nodding here. It comes with anything when we create something new and bring something new. We simply do not know before what will be there. And that's at the essence also of the U process, like at the bottom of the U, you let go of something and standing there with this nakedness, with this being human, just you being human, and seeing what is it that wants to flow here, that I want to bring into this world, what new. So it really is this courage to also having the guts, not only to sense something that wants to come, but actually having the courage to act upon it, to really doing it in a way that we don't necessarily sit down and doing long action plans or talk about it. But Otto Scharmer, the right-hand side of the U is really about exploring the future by doing. The hands, will always be wiser than the head is ever going to be. You cannot anticipate everything. You need to do it. You need to experience with your full being, your full body. And this is, what becomes crucial here is then, how do we do this? And I think the key currency is here when we are courageous is that we need to have a good inner connection with our deeper intention. What is it that I want to create in my life? What is it that we together want to co-create into this world? We need to have a good sense of our deeper intention. You might even want to say, some say, call it a purpose. For others, these are other words, whatever word works for you. When being in transformational settings where we really create something new, there are so many options to take, so many possible paths. We don't know what the right answer is. But we need to have this courage and this inner, this connection to our deeper intention, which acts as an inner compass. The millions of possibilities of a quantum field of creativity, if you bring it into the here now, it's this kind of, giving a direction. My intention, our intention is. And that takes courage. And I watch a lot of people talking about an intention but not feeling it. I just meet a lot of people who are feeling something diffusely but don't know how to voice it. And then I see many people who might voice it inside but never bring it to the field. So there is something about connecting with our deeper intention in a way that not only involves blah blah, not only involves talking about something but never walking the talk. The C part, the courage part, connected with an open will. This part, deeper intention, the connection here is really, the baseline of our being, the baseline of our generative being when we bring something new into this world. You need to feel it in your whole body. It needs to resonate with your full you inside and with a larger field. Then you can be this kind more of a flow mode. And that's often more easily said than done, right? So how do we do this? How do we access and have a good connection with our deeper intention? And I thought we'd just try it out here together. So that's my offer to you. And what I brought with me is, what I developed for you here is an exercise that really helps you to, use yourself as the real tool for change and innovation, and to deeply connect what is it that you want to create to this world in a way that involves the whole you, the whole parts that you bring, your full, all intelligences that you have, the open mind, the open heart, the open will, the three C's that we talked about, the curiosity, the compassion, and the courage. Would you be open for that? Yeah? Beautiful. So in order to do this, find a space, find a partner in this room where you would be open in doing this exercise. And you might go around in any of these places. You can just turn around, but make it a space that you can comfortably sit with someone. And all these parts over there are no cameras. We will be some people who might volunteer to sit here. That people in the world can also watch from a little distance here as well. So find a place with a partner here in this room where you can do an exercise in pairs. Yeah? For those of you who might be now watching this and who might be, alone in a room, so here's my invitation to you. So imagine or connect with a person or a power place or a symbol for that matter, where you really have the feeling, this is a person I can trust. This is something that allows me to really connect to myself. And invite this person to your inner guest house, so to say, to your inner table of having a conversation together. So for example, if I would be sitting on my own, I think someone I would like to invite for this kind of inner dialogue to my table is, I would ask my grandfather, who passed away several years ago, but he really had this kind of quality of seeing me, of holding me in my intention with love. And he was always able to really support me in bringing me forward, in bringing my intention, what I want to create in my life forward. So think about when you're going to be doing, doing this exercise for yourself. Who would you like to invite to your inner conversation in doing this exercise with a person? It can be also a symbol. It can be someone fictional that you liked, that if someone who touched you, that you saw something in a movie. whoever, qualifies as that kind of a person or being to support you, to really see you and support you in your intention, what you want to create. Think about that. And for those sitting here in this room, I see you already have found a partner. This is beautiful. And my partner here is Britta Mutzke, and thank you so much for volunteering here.
Yeah.
So,
thank you for inviting me.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So Britta, I know Britta, she's a beautiful visual facilitator, and we will show her art in a moment later, because she's capturing some of the key essences that we are sharing here today. And Britta, you're doing this for the first time, right? This exercise we're doing.
This exercise,
here.
yes, of course, not the visual facilitation, but the
No,
exercise,
no,
yes,
sorry,
of
that
course.
was the shift here.
Of course, yes.
You're doing this exercise for the first time.
Yes,
And,
I have no idea.
you've got no. So when was the last time you did something completely new?
Last time I did something completely new, that was, I have to think about.
Well, for me it was this morning when I tried to. We can have a seat. Having two little kids on my arm while at the same time trying to brush my teeth. It was an experiment.
Okay.
So,
I think doing something completely new, it's all the time you start to be curious for anything you discover with children. Yeah. So they have an idea, and you say, okay, maybe we can try it. And then, yes, that was the last time I did something completely new, yeah.
So I think my invitation here is really to, when this is the first time, there might be several in the room where this is the first time you do this, enjoy it. Enjoy, embrace everything that might come up, any moment where you feel you don't know yet, just enjoy this, doing something for the first time, not knowing how it will feel or be in the end. Really, this is your space. You should really, make this the best of your learning opportunity, and applying it to your two first points and questions that you noted down or had at the beginning of our journey. So the exercise, I was inspired to do this exercise by two great masters in their field of generative coaching and creativity, Stephen Gilligan and Robert Dills. And I've adapted it to this context and further developed it. And the idea is, I call it the exercise of really activating your generative state, connecting with your generative state, and connecting with your deeper intention in a positive way. And we're going to do it on several layers, how we can actually connect with our deeper intention. And this is what I will guide us here through the process. And we will do it in such a way that I will do a little demo here, and in parallel, then you can continue it for yourself as well. That's the idea, and I will guide you step by step. If there's any question, raise your hand, and we will immediately address it. Yeah? So wonderful, Britta. So we had this already when I was asking you, what's helping you, what's your practice in helping you to stay curious, compassionate? The first that came up is breathing, It was breathing, right? So the first one we do in a step in order to really connect with this, building up this inner leadership position or this inner position where you feel comfortable, we call it centering. Connect with your center in a way, our Wana Hayashi at the Pressing Institute, we do a lot about body-mind centering. Whenever we are in the world, there's often, here's our body, there's a little pen here and a little head of the pen, you're wandering around of thinking, what could happen, what do I need to do there, what might the others think, and so forth. But this moment of connecting your thinking with your body again, that's what we mean by synchronizing body-mind, bringing the body and the mind together with your body. And this kind of a centering practice, what helps you is to, first of all, to really find a good position. It might be standing, it might be sitting, wherever you feel comfortable. And maybe we might want to start with breathing and connecting to our feet, where I can really feel the earth. So that's an invitation. There are two things of centering that I learned with Arwana Hayashi. And one thing is, when you're standing or sitting, that you start to connect and feel the earth. Be it your feet on the ground, be it the chair you're sitting on, to really connect with, to ground yourself, to feeling that. That's number one. While at the same time, giving awareness to your back, that you sit straight but still relaxed. So when you're relaxed, it's not like, there are different ways of relaxing on a couch. watch maybe a movie. So we want to stay relaxed in a slightly different way that allows you to still be aware, to still being present here. So connect with the ground, feel your back, and feel your back, how it might be, in a straight line, that your channels can be open there, while at the same time being relaxed here in this room. And we might just want to do our first good breaths and connecting our minds with our breath here, breathing part. Just by taking a good breath in, and breathing out in your own pace. And in doing so, also connecting yourself with your center, wherever this might be for you. So for some it's here or here. Some might not know. That's okay too. So connect yourself with your center, and something that might support you in doing this is just actually taking your hand and connecting literally with your center, and giving some good breaths into your center there as well. I remember when I first did this exercise, I was not sure, where is really my real center? I was a little bit searching, but that doesn't mind in the end, It's more like, connecting with yourself, where you really feel this is my center, my core. So I'm sure many of you have other practices. What helps you to really bring you in a centered space?
So it depends from the context. Yes,
I can take this from you. Okay. Yeah, or like this. Yeah.
Okay, it really depends on the context, because whether if I'm at work, I need a pen in my hand, and then standing in front of the papers, and just breathe, and then go ahead and trust yourself, and then it's floating. Yeah.
So is there anything that you need right now for centering yourself? Like, what do you feel good to start?
I'm feeling fine, yes.
Oh, wonderful. Me too.
Okay.
So we're going to move to the first part of the exercise, and it is that we're going to share with each other in words what it is that I want to create in my life. And we're going to do this in such a way that we're using words, but not more than 5. But more than 5. We can tell long stories, and I don't know yet what words will pop up in a moment. But try to reduce it to 5, and if you might do several practice swings here as well. And you share it with your partner, or your inner partner at the table when you do it on your own. And then you just see, you will mirror it back what you hear to me. So we're just going to demo it for you in a moment. So, Britta, what I really want to create in my life is to inspire people and create learning.
Sorry, I didn't get the second one. To create what?
Learning.
Learning.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm doing it for myself as well.
Yeah.
So what I really want to create in my life is to inspire people and allow learning.
So what I heard is that you really want to inspire people, and you want really to create learning.
Yeah. So you could share now what you would like to create in your life.
Christine, I really would like to create in my life is that people learn and come back to trust, that they trust.
Yeah.
And I want to support that they trust. This is my most important intention, I think.
Beautiful. If you really bring it to the essence in 5 words, and just doing it again. So what I want to create in my life is?
What I want to create in my life is that the people remember that people remember the trust, that they can trust. So,
that they can trust.
Yeah.
Yeah. They can trust. Yeah, Britta, I see what you really want to create in your life is that people trust themselves, that you help them. I see you there, and I want to support you in that. So I will try it again as well for myself. What I really want to create in my life is I want to touch people's hearts.
So what I heard from you is that you really want to touch people's heart with your work.
Yeah, yeah. And by you saying that and mirroring that back to me, I can feel the resonance here, even within myself. It's, you know, we're co-creating here a field. I'm allowed to see my own self, and I can see how it resonates within me, but also within someone else. So this is what we'll be starting to do. You're going to share with one another. One person starts. What I really want to create in my life is, and you know, there might be many words popping up. That's completely fine. And you just want to help the other person. So what are the 5 words? There should be something positive. You don't want to frame it in a way that you want to stop something. So you want to ask, what is it you want to create that shall be? You know, what's the positive thing you want to create? Instead of not stopping world poverty, for example. So what do you want in a positive way there to grow? That we don't focus on negative formulations. Is that understood? Yeah? So you're doing this. You might, you know, need several practice swing to really come there to an essence of 5 positive words. And then the other person says, what I see is what you really want to create in your life is, and you mirror back what really landed there with you, what you heard. And if you like, you can even send the support to the other person in doing that. So that's going to be the first moments in trying this out. Okay? So that's the first part, huh? And we will build on this, you know. And when we, it's like sailing forward. The next discovery is that we share with one another what inner image comes to us with that when we share our deeper intentional words. So the inner image that pops up for me is, and we're going to demo it as well to you. So that's the second positive connection. So, Britta, so what I shared with you, what I really want to create in my life is to inspire and to touch people. And the inner image that comes with that is, it's like a fountain. It's a strong fountain of golden and warm light, what I'm seeing. And it's connecting people with one another.
So you really want to touch people and you want to inspire people, and so your inner image I heard is, yeah, I got a very strong feeling if you show this fountain. It's called like a fountain with gold light and warm light, and it's connecting the people maybe around, and I'm really touched by that picture because it's so strong for this inner movement.
Thank you. Yeah. That's my inner image that comes up. Would you like to share your inner image too that comes up?
So I talked about trust and I talked about energy, and when I feel these words coming to my heart, then I see in an image of a wide field with green grass, really green grass, and then kind of bees or whatever, bees or little animals flying around and just hopping up and down and dancing around this green grass, and it's full of warm sun on.
So your inner image that comes up with you, it's like this green field full of life and, you know, energy and warmth, what you described, and bees around there. There's life, there's movement in that.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, that's that's beautiful. I can see that too. Yeah, that's beautiful. Thank you for sharing that.
Yes.
Yeah. So I just try another image, with me. What I really want to create in my life is create learning for people. And I think the inner image that comes with that is, it feels like a light tower, and actually sharing light, and there's a radiating energy around this light tower as well.
So this learning for people, what's your intention? That your inner image for this is like a kind of a light tower.
Yeah.
That shares light
Yeah.
to each side. And
Yeah.
maybe for me it sounds like orientation or...
Yeah, maybe
So-
it's orientation,
Okay.
or inspiration. Yeah,
inspiration. Mhm.
It's this light tower really, it stays firm while at the same time allowing for movement of light. That comes up.
Movement of light, or
Yeah.
It sounds very strong to me. And
Thank
Yeah.
you. Yeah. Do you want to share another image, or?
yeah, if there's another image, I was very proud that I found one very good for me. That fits very
I
good.
know, I imagine.
But maybe
So we're going to stay curious. What's the
yes,
next
of course,
right
of course. I'm thinking about, because
Yeah.
another intention or another feeling coming up is that it's not that strict for me. I want to support that it's feeling like play. Everything every work you do, every exercise you have to do, or every
So it's an image of playing.
of playing, yes. And then I see a big ball, a colorful ball, and jumping around.
Yeah.
So in one room, maybe the window got open.
Is it a squash ball?
Yeah, but it's a bigger one.
bigger one.
A very big one, yeah.
And it's one ball, or?
Yeah, it's one big ball, jumping and flying, and so it's like a kind of feeling of lightness, I think, yeah.
So when you share the image that comes up for you, what I see there is, it's this big ball, playful ball.
Playful ball,
Jumping
yeah.
around in a room, and
Yeah.
colorful.
But it's soft. It's not a
Soft,
hard ball. It's
yeah.
not kind of a football. It's kind of more softball.
Yeah.
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 So it really feels play.
Yeah, I can feel this image of the sense of playfulness coming up there within me too. That's beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. So we want to do this, and the currency here is not to think about it.
Yeah.
It's a different part,
Indeed.
Of course we're thinking, so whenever you notice that, oh, right, yeah. So, it's like really playing with the different C's, staying curious. So what's the next right answer, the next right image that you don't think of? That's the thing that pops up. What's an image that comes to you? You don't need to do anything. And if nothing comes, beautiful as well. Enjoy this moment of not knowing. Just, really, I mean this, enjoy this. So there's not yet. So just stay with that as well. Don't feel rushed. So what image might pop up? And maybe it's just a sense, a warmth, or a color at first you see. Yeah. Allow yourself to keep on searching, what might come to you at some point. All right? Enjoy. I just want to share with you how beautiful it feels to be with you here in this space, and really, you connecting to your deep intention, what you want to create, and I really feel this energy here, and it's very beautiful and touching, actually, to be part of this. Thank you. So it's about, we have been sharing, and we'll go back to this in a moment, what you really want to create, what I really want to create in my life is in words. The image that comes up with that is, and we want to integrate even another part, an intelligence of us, which is our body. And we can call, we will describe in the next part of connecting to our intention. So what kind of somatic model, if you like, what kind of movement, gesture, posture, if you would feel it in your body, what you really want to create in your life, how would that feel like, an embodiment of that? And that's what we're going to be sharing and mirroring with each other in the next step, to really making it, accessing our full us, the full you. And I think I'm going to stand for that. Yeah. So I feel like, so some of you might feel it's nice sitting. I just have a hunch. For me, it would be standing. So, yeah, what I shared with you is what I really want to create in my life is to touch people, to touch and inspire people. What I really want to create in my life is to touch and inspire people. And the somatic model for this would be I'm doing some practice swings here. I'm searching a little bit still myself. I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Okay. So it's not that easy with a microphone, but I put it.
Just leave it aside, yeah. She's mirroring it now back to me, how it landed within her when she experienced that.
Touching and inspiring people, you said, is your mission is like this. Yeah, it was not right. I don't get really connected. Wait a second.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like this. Yeah.
Oh, thank you for sharing. I really want to connect and to support. Well, thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. So I'm also curious. So, what kind of, what you want to create in your life? Well, trust and these bees on the green field. So, what is it? What kind of somatic model or gesture movement comes for you with that?
Yeah, let me practice a second because I don't really know what it makes, but I don't think my arms want to go there. So it's like, so it's this one. Yeah, it's very open.
Yeah, just do your practice swings here until you really connect with it.
No, it's more this. Yeah, that's better. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. That actually really, well, that's interesting here. You did this and this, huh?
It's not it's not like strong.
No, yeah.
More than.
Yeah. Yeah.
This.
Yeah. Yeah, that's beautiful. I can feel it in the whole body. It feels like a flow here. Yeah. It feels very, very strong, but at the same time also open, huh? Yeah. It's nice, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful. Oh. I can surely feel the energy coming here towards me. That's beautiful, yeah.
Thank you. And if you're mirroring that to me, I see that it's not like this.
Yeah.
It's softer.
It's softer, yeah.
And it's important for me to feel. This is too strong, it's too hard.
Yeah.
So the softer way is good.
Yeah. Yeah. So
it's better.
beautiful. So it's really about trying it out. We don't know yet. It's literally by doing practice swings, huh? And it doesn't need to be movement. Maybe it's a posture that really works for you here. Try it out, whatever it is. And then when you feel, well, yeah, that's it, I have it, or I'm getting close at least. So then, the other person is mirroring it back, and don't talk about it. So we know what we're doing. It's about sharing what what movement, somatic model, in whatever way comes up. You don't need to talk about it. You can mirror it back. You might share a sentence, max or so, what it evokes within you or what you feel, and by mirroring it back. But just by working with the body, give the space for that here. So one person starts with doing the practice swings. When he or she has it, you say, well, yeah, I think that's it. Then the other is mirroring back. You might even doing this little dancing here together, like we did. And then you switch roles. Then the other person, what my somatic model or movement or gesture that comes up with it is, and you just try it out. So that's what you're going to be doing for the next moments. Yeah? Enjoy. You can do in a moment, actually combining now the 3 positive connections, and I want to give you something more in addition to that. So in a moment you can share with your partner, what I really want to create in my life is the 5 words. It can be 1 word, but less, not more than 5. The image that comes with that is, and the somatic model, so to say, the movement or gesture that comes with it is this, that you do it the 3, in one go, so to say. And at the end, you might ask yourself, so who could hold me in my positive intention here? Who could hold me in my deeper connection here? So when I do the 3 goes, my intention is 5 words, the image and the gesture, movement. So the people or who could really help me, if you would enlarge your resource field, so to say, not that you don't have the feeling you do not need to do it on your own. So whom would you like to invite to your field to hold you in your attention, to support you in bringing your intention to life? So when I would share the 3 goes here and do this, and the people or whom I would like to invite in my field is, I mentioned him, it would be my grandfather. And where I would feel or see him is actually, I see or feel him here. My grandfather would be here on my right side to hold me in that intention that I shared with you. And I really want to make this a strong resource field. So I want to bring my grandfather with me here. And I also see as a source of inspiration my 2 little children, Lucas and Julia. And I can see them over there. So they're actually smiling and waving at me. So Julia and Lucas, I think over there like 5 meters or so, they're actually there with you guys over there. Actually, right beside you, Julia and Lucas would be there, smiling and waving at me, to really reminding and connecting with, I want to do something for the future here. I want to be connected to that future field too. And I think I also want to invite my husband, partner, Fritz here, and he would be, and there I'm looking, so I think he would, yeah, actually there he would be. So Fritz would be right here. So there's my grandfather here, there are my kids over there waving and smiling. There's my partner here. Actually, I think he would look at me and with an open heart and a good smile and encourage me on my journey here. So I'm activating in this moment, I'm enlarging my resource field. Whenever I feel, gee, I'm collapsing or I don't know yet, I might connect with these presences as well. So what would my grandfather tell me, or just a movement or a feeling he would like to give me. So the children who could remind me of the playfulness that it all brings to us, the connection to the future at here, and my partner and husband being here as well, to really the person where I can share my learning path with him and really get empowered there as well. So when you do this, you can do the 3 goes. What I really want to create in my life is 5 words maximum. The image that comes with that can be something completely new coming up. Huh? Try, whatever is there. The movement, somatic model that goes with that is and whom I want to invite into my field of resources is at least, well, we all need a little help from our friends, don't we? So at least have 2 or 3 little friends that you want to invite to your space. That's the last part of the exercise. Right? Enjoy. If there are other questions that popped up now for you, so maybe just some voice into the room. So what did you notice that you would like to share? And also, if there are any questions, just share questions. So what I witnessed is you can sometimes feel this. There's a density in the field, huh? Like a room filled with the best intentions, your deeper intentions, not your own intention, but also a collective intention here. Everybody, there was a strong energy in this room. So I wanted to share this and mirror back to you, sensing the larger field across the pairs here. That was very beautiful to see. And I think it was felt by the people who might be watching us as well, or who will be, inspired by us here as well, to do these practices for themselves. So I'm curious, just, this is really your space as well. So what popped up? Other questions? Other, things that you noticed or that you would like to share? Just to give the voice, the space here for a dialogue.
First of all, thank you for this excellent exercises, really
Is
inspiring.
it on? Excuse me. Yes. It's on. Okay, yeah.
And what impresses me the most in this last exercise is the energy I felt inside of me rising during the movements. And I explained it to my partner here that I cannot explain it in words. It was more than words explaining my situation or my intention, and it was a kind of pure energy, like a big wave coming out of me. And I felt a big trust in it. It gave me a lot of trust, a lot of connection. And finally, energy to move.
Oh, that's beautiful. Such really, with the last part, especially you shared with us, that there was this, energy flowing through you that really, you really felt it there. It seems to me. When you said it, even I could feel this wave coming here, huh? into this room. Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah, it's absolutely great.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Yeah. Thank you. Other senses, observations, questions?
I enjoyed that it had these 3 parts in it, the exercise, and it showed me very clearly, again maybe, that there are so many more powerful ways, apart from words, to express. The language is already rich, but it's sometimes not rich enough, and we can, by doing it and by searching and exploring with a partner, we can, or at least I could find new facets in what I really strive for, and this somehow was powerful in the way it gave me hope that actually you are your own instrument. You're able to. You do not always need some higher power, some deeper wisdom. It's all within us.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's
Thank
beautiful. It's all already there, huh? So there's this beautiful quote by Nietzsche, who said that, become who you always were. So, and there we as human beings, we have so many different inner faculties of intelligences. Huh? So when I said the last C, like the courage, it needs to resonate in your whole body. So it's not only words. Huh? There's so much more. Do you feel it? To have a felt sense. That's actually the highest predictor if you really want to, when the rubber hits the road. If the felt sense, if people feel it, then it's the highest predictor that they can that they will act upon it. When they have an intention and a commitment, when they can really connect with a whole self, this is it. This is it. There might be other challenges coming up along the way, but it's a very powerful access point. And also sometimes, and you might have witnessed that actually when we're doing it already, other voices might pop in. So it's not always, we're not always in an easy flow there. So what if, or well, the voice of judgment or cynicism or even fear might pop in there. So that's going to be then the next step, we're going to take when we dive into this. So how do we engage with these voices as well? But it's beautiful how words are not always enough, and to really see we have different preferences. Many of us are very familiar with words, but sometimes words are not enough. And especially when we look at how we have been developing to become a human being, how our brain developed. The neocortex, which speaks the language of words, actually came at the latest in our evolution. So the other intelligences, literally the brain parts of us, they speak the different languages, which are images, metaphors, and then there's the body. Yeah? The body who knows. The body who knows and got an immediate feedback within your body, no, this is it, not yet. Huh? Did you have that too? You were sometimes searching and you knew, yeah, this is more like it. You could say it, yeah. Words cannot capture that. Huh? So words are failing in that part. So I think to really feel it, and it's also, there's another thing, once you share it with the world, if you can share it with one person, your partner here, and it had resonance already with the one person, that's important. Then it can resonate with a larger field as well. And you can feel immediately, is it already resonating not only within me, like the mind, heart, and will, the 3 C's, but also with the field I'm playing in. So that's an important resource for us as well. And it's the essence of the you. It's the essence of the you as well, to explore the future by doing these kind of practice swings. Thank you. Yeah. Other questions maybe, or something else?
Yeah,
there's one.
Like to know what Thank you very much for this exercise. It was great. And we also developed it further. Then in the end, we were kind of dancing with all 3 of our movements outside in the wind. And it was just amazing moment. Yeah. And what I would like to know is if you found something now, images and movement, should you stick with it, or do you rather look anew in the next moment if the movement changes?
What's your own take on it?
I think you go with it for a while, and then maybe it starts changing. It's not fixed like a photograph.
Yeah.
And
that's my experience as well. There's a beauty, and it has both sides. Huh? There's a beauty in really trying to feeling, am I there yet? And yeah, this is it. Huh? Yeah, this is it. However, of course, we are complex and multifaceted as human beings as well. So there might be also different periods in your life, and even within one day. The connection you're having with your intention, it's also adapting sometimes to different contexts. So again and again, how can we access this? And the movement might come out differently next time. So, for example, you can develop this as a practice for yourself whenever you are facing a challenging situation. You want to deliver something, you want to give a speech, or you have a difficult working situation. So you connect with yourself with your deep intention. What's my intention? How I want to be? What I want to create in this, for example, difficult conversation. My intention is to stay calm with myself and listen to, in an Aikido mode, or somebody brought this up. And then you do the same. The image comes with that, and my movement. And before you go into the meeting, you have a few moments just for yourself, to doing this kind of movement. It allows you also, it can be sometimes small movements or a symbol, how you anchor it, and then you remind yourself, yeah, that was it, right? So how does it feel like now, again, when I bring it into the situation? So I think there's something about searching until you really have it. And then again, so it's like the next right answer. What's the next picture that you can search and play with? And I encourage people to really, stretch yourself there, really allow yourself for, using completely new words and just what happens within you when you do. So there is a beautiful saying by Rumi, the poet Rumi, out beyond the ideas of right and wrong, there is a field, and I'll meet you there. So out beyond ideas of right and wrong, there is a field, and I'll meet you there. So there's no right and wrong of trying it out, and you will know.
Yeah, that is a little bit why you always say the next right answer, and I'm like, right answer? Is it right?
Yeah.
Beyond right and wrong, it's another right.
Yeah, yeah. Next
A
possible
right.
answer, exactly, yeah. And when I say the next right answer, I'm right on the here, not that it feels right, not only here. You have a lot of ideas what is right, but do we feel it? Does it resonate with the full body? So when I say the next right answer is like, what's in this inner resonance field within me and the larger playing field that makes sense in this moment? And there it feels right, so to say, not in a normative way that there's right and wrong, but it's more like having, do we feel the inner resonance and in the playing field we're in? That's it. That's what I meant when, in this context, I used the word the next right answer. That just felt right here. That just felt beautiful. That just felt in a flow. Yeah.
And I also want to mention that it was totally powerful to invite also others. And also, then it gives this freedom. Whoever feels a resonance to this, please come.
Beautiful.
And that was really very powerful, I
Yeah.
thought. So, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Can I would like to offer there a picture with that, that to bring it together. Did you also want to add something? No. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So, so this last part that you mentioned, I was trying to capture and bring it all together in a picture, also a way how you can summarize this for yourself. So what are some of the key practices that you can do for yourself to activate your generative, your creative self? So the question, how do we stay open and connected instead of closing down? And whenever we feel ourselves being closed down or being more reactive, how can we reactivate this generative state of ours? And it is actually around these 4 practices we have been doing. This is what I found when I looked around the world, learning from great masters like Otto Scharmer, like Stephen Gilligan, Robert Dills, and others. So this is my integrated picture of the 4 practices for how to do this. And it starts with, of course, Otto Scharmer is talking a lot about the open mind, open heart, open will. But in such a way that, as I explored with you on compassion, that you are able to be centered, that your body and mind are centered, that you're connected to yourself via your breathing or your other practices. So there's one practice of centering body-mind synchronization, of then opening up, expanding your awareness, you get out of your own bubble and you really give awareness to the larger field and use all the different senses that you're having, not your open mind, your open heart as well. So it's a process of opening to yourself and to the field. And then it's what we practice today as well. And this is how we started with, that we can sit comfortably sitting here, relax, being open, at the same time feeling the center. And then you connect with your deeper intention, which is in fact by the multitude of the quantum field of possibilities of creativity. At some point you need to feel what is it that I, or for that matter, that we as a collective want to bring forward. And not only on this cognitive words level, but also, so how does it feel like, if we would do a movement here together, or if we would co-create an image here, which encourages a different inner language and intelligence. So it gives direction. It's directing all the possibilities, like, this is my inner compass, let's try this out. Let's try this out to take the first step. And the last exercise is exactly like what I call like expanding your resource field, like that, sometimes we have the feeling we cannot do it on our own. And Otto, Margaret Mead said, I think it takes 5 people to change the world. So sometimes we don't have these 5 people. So what can help us in order to really enlarge our personal field of competence, performance, creativity, whatever works for you here? So whom would you invite for a certain challenge or for a really deeper intention? And that can be very powerful, you know. Sometimes if you don't know it, well, I better ask my grandfather. So what would he tell me this moment? Maybe he would just lay a hand here. I could feel his hand here. That's fine. Or, so what would my children tell me? They would probably laugh at me. They wouldn't care that much. Well, you know. So take it light. Or, so I think that we have an intuitive feeling where the 3 C's, we can even find symbols for the 3 C's within us. So like curiosity, playfulness, this could be my kids. There's this open-heartedness, like also, you know, my grandfather. There's this being, you know, the courage part that I would, you know, envision with my partner here. So you can play with that, really. So that's what I wanted to share with you is every practice in itself is powerful, and combined, it really helps to, you know, bring change forward, the new into this world. So I'm getting a sign that we should come to a closure in a moment. Is this a moment to invite for the practitioner circle as well? Yes. Yeah? Okay. So I've been asked by many of you online, but also from some people here in the field. You know, what I offer in Berlin and internationally as well, I offer courses, how do you actually facilitate the you? Facilitate in the largest sense, well, how do I apply it? How does theory use, so to say, work in practice? Because it's a very practice-oriented, you know, approach. But how do you actually do this? And there I'm offering courses like basic modules and advanced modules. And, you know, for anybody here in this room and around the world, what we will be doing is on June 17 and 18, we're going to be doing a first practitioners circle meeting. So anybody who is interested in theory U and has some first, you know, already had some first introduction to it, this is the place to meet, where I'm going to be sharing, you know, some new methods that we've tried out, some stories from the field, but even more important, that you can learn with, you know, other professionals, so to say, or other practitioners in the field, to coach each other, to learn from one another and with each other. So you're invited, and if you want to join, just contact me. There are the different ways how you might want to do that. And 2 more things, I think. Is there something that we should? No. Okay. Yeah. So there's one hand. I'm getting many signals here. So is there one more we want to bring in from Twitter? No. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So there's. So I'm going to be staying here, so we're going to continue the dialogue in a moment when we're going to have the break. But also for bringing this to a closure for the people watching us, I want to really share and bring the attention to the beautiful piece of art that has been emerging. So Britta, our multitasking wonder, not only volunteered for doing the practice demo with us, but she also did this beautiful work of capturing what she felt were the key essences here. And shall we bring the picture over here? Shall we carry it over here, or that we will film it? So, Britta, let me tell you, this is beautiful. Shall we give her a hand? I think it's so beautiful. And is there anything that you want to share with us at this point, or the art speaks for itself?
Yeah. I try to capture every keyword, but just a human being, so I'm just capturing from a subjective way of listening. But I try to connect, and I try to be in your talk at that moment. That's the way I work, be present and be in the talk at that moment. So if there's anything you really miss, if there's any point you want to see, I really will add it for you. I really appreciate your speech. I really appreciate this kind of workshop. It was, yeah, my English words are missing. I really felt pleased being here and being part of the group. Thank you for hosting me. Thank you.
I think these closing words were beautiful. I really, it has been a pure privilege of being here with you in this room, of really feeling your intention here by the various ways that you shared. So, yeah, keep on going, keep being curious and compassionate and courageous. And I'm wishing you much success to bring your intention into this world, to bring the new and unique gifts that you have to offer to this world. All the best to you. Thank you so much.